mellotron, settling the groove.
Dialogue like velvet, see the wisdom as it moves. Threading coming round through the tapestry of sound. Casual combo circulates the globe, every voice in view renowned. Balancing the ledger, counting feelings in the sense. Elevating indie dreams, spotlighting each sentence. Bridging worlds with empathy, fluent in the truth. Finance the family to mental health pursuits. No echo chamber, just reflections in the glass. Connecting dots from present pains to futures built to last. Every episode is cipher unity in subtle blends. Coco's in the rhythm, universal in the end.
Having that casual convo so you don't have to have the tough combo.
Let's start the show.
Hello.
Welcome to,
No, you go ahead. Yeah, I just want to say
hello,
hello.
welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I'm the host, Coco, and tonight, your host for tonight actually will be Baltimore's own, Baltimore's finest, the most creative and best artiste I know, the Jude.
What's up, people? Hostess
And
with
we
the
also
mostest.
and we also have the mayor of Asheville, King Paul, Mr. More Than You Can See.
Good evening, everybody.
And we also have one of my favorite peoples in the whole wide world, Mr. Quentin Moore, aka Semantic, the Iconoclast.
What's up, everybody? Over here multitasking, so don't mind me if I'm like kind of disconnected. And I'm connected, but I'm also doing other things in the background here.
Okay, with that being
Okay.
said, Jude, it's on you. So what you gonna do?
Oh, well, first thing we're gonna do with Baltimore slang is we're gonna do the mental health check-in. So we're gonna start with myself first. My mental health today is glowing, elevating. You know, I'm pretty at sound mind today. I had a little rocky start to my Monday morning, but I ain't like none of that. You don't get to me on a Monday. We shall overcome. That's how I look at it, you know. But anyway, that's how my Monday going. Mental health is wealth, and I'm going to tackle this week like I did the last week, and we'll keep it pushing. You know, don't let nobody get on your nerves this week, y'all. This is gonna be a good week. We're gonna own it. We're gonna claim it, and we're gonna keep everybody that's not in line with our positive energy and our positive vibe this week. We're gonna go ahead and let them go ahead on to the side. We ain't worry about them. We'll think about them next week, if need be. What about y'all? How y'all mental health doing, Coco?
Well, first, let me just start off and say happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms.
I forgot about Mother's Day.
Sissy Pops, all of you guys, even your puppy fur moms such as Jude. Happy Mother's Day. Also, I want to start by saying my heart goes out to anyone who's lost their mom or anything like that. I know Mother's
You breaking up?
Day is kind of probably hard for you guys as well. So I also want to help y'all. I'm breaking up.
Yeah, you breaking up just
I'm
a
still breaking up.
tad bit. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. But my mental health, it started off great. I had a pretty good Mother's Day. Anybody who knows me knows I haven't really celebrated Mother's Day like in its true, I guess what people consider its true form since '97. I lost my brother Mother's Day weekend. Actually found him Mother's Day weekend, so it's kind of bittersweet for me. But my kids surprised me. You know, grandkids came over, they cooked dinner and all that good stuff. So they made me feel special. I wasn't in my head thinking too much. But my mental health, I'm gonna say my mental health is okay. I had to come to a realization, and sometimes it's good to vent. I'm not gonna say I had the best day ever, but what I will say to anybody, don't don't question you, even when other people try to question you or paint you in a light that you know that is not you. If nobody sees your value, your worth, or your contributions, F them. keep it pushing, keep it moving, stay true to who you are. And sometimes you got to look in the mirror, and sometimes you got to tell yourself it's their fault for not seeing you for who you are. And I had to have that conversation with myself a couple of times today, but it's all good because sometimes you can't take on what other people try to do, and then sometimes you could be a threat, or some people could be envious of you. But never question your ability, never question your strength, never question who you are. Um, and I know sometimes we get put into a box and you don't see it at first, but when you see it, you see it. And Jew has been my vent person for today. Where so I had to, had to let it out. And it's okay to let it out. And I think I also want to say, as far as mental health, I think it's good to have those people in your life, like a Jew for me, who will listen to my BS and listen to me go off. Like I be cussing at her, not at her, but in a way that I would want to talk to that person or people that, or even myself, if I know I made a wrong choice or I allowed something to happen that should have, that I know I'm better than that, and I can just get it out in a way that I need to get it out, and then afterwards I feel a hell of a lot better. So thank you, Jude. But but
Welcome, friend.
outside of that, I would say my mental health is good because I know I'm amazing, and whoever don't see that, that's on you. That's my mental health check-in.
On period, Paul. All right, Paul, how your mental health? Wait, let me take.
Okay. I'm good evening now. I'm pretty good. I'm gonna say another day above ground. It's always a good sign, a good day. Hey, we had our thing today for our senior spa day. Had that, got a few people in to see a nail tech. Got the nails done for them. Tomorrow, city council. I'm looking forward to that because that's gonna be quite interesting. Very interesting. Chance for people to see what's going on with these people that they keep electing to lead our city and what they're doing to the city. So that should be quite interesting. Hey, my kids all right, my family all right, I'm all right, y'all all right. So hey, I'm good.
Thank you, Paul. All right, Q, how's your mental health today?
Yeah, it's good. Just been busy as all get out. Staying constantly busy, sending out resumes. Plus I'm downloading some new rhythms, some old rhythms, Jamaican rhythms and stuff like that. Cause Saturday I was playing number reggae in my car, and everybody was like, yo, you're from Jamaica. I was like, nah, I speak patois though. And they were looking at me like, you speak patois? I was like, yeah, I do speak patois fluently. They were like, yo, what is he saying? I was like, you just have to listen to it. And they were like, you do sound like you from Jamaica. I was like, no, I'm a New Yorker. But I do speak patois. They don't understand that. But I'm good. I'm just downloading some new stuff, some old stuff, tried to get it up to the new and so I can put it on my phone and give house music a break for a while. So I'm good.
Okay. You let me find out you was in there. Like, feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. It's bobsled time. Let me find out you was in there, Q. Yeah. Um. So let's go on. Let's go move on with the topics for the night. Hold up, I had a little issue with my phone. Did something, Coco? It clicked off the topics. I did see the first one. I might need your help with my phone. Clicked off my email.
Okay. So the first topic
So
tonight. Now the first topic tonight is actually a poll topic. So really, we're gonna call this poll show. So the first topic of tonight was a topic by Paul. So before I say this topic, I just want to say everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own view. We're not judging anyone. We're just going to have a conversation. Okay. So, with that being said, the first topic of tonight, we're going to call this poll show, is we're going to discuss. Paul is asking, why is it that when some Black people, male and female, when they become a celebrity or become a millionaire or in a state of wealth or they reach in a certain bracket, they choose to date and or seek to marry outside of their race. So we're going to start this off with Paul.
Yep.
Paul.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's just a straight up question. Why do we do that? I notice that we always get some bit of success and we run to those that really wouldn't intend to be our mates as far as mates go. And then when things go wrong, you get hit in the head and you get drained for everything that you worked for. Now, I know we have come a long way in this world from the days back when the N word was still in use and even in use on TV shows like Sanford and Son and the Jeffersons and the Bunkers and all that stuff. So, Flip Wilson, but Richard Pryor. But yeah, we've come a long way from the days of that word being funny or used. And for us to run to people that still see us in that light whenever they get upset, because they do get upset. And I know it comes off sometime in many people's actions or sometimes in their words, how they actually feel about you. Why would you subject yourself to being with somebody like that and investing your money into somebody like that, knowing that at any time that person will say, well, I'm gonna have enough of this black ass or they white ass. But it's gonna be black ass because of the black female or the black male. So what is it that makes people want to run and jump over the broom with somebody over there instead of jumping the broom with your own people, your own mate that's been struggling, whatever, that's been out there too working hard? Why'd you go and give it to your oppressor? Jude, what you think?
I don't know because I ain't never been rich like that. It's like no, some real. I do see that a lot. You know, I see people, you know, get rich and they say, you know, oh, when they get all this money, they don't want to date, you know, the black women or whatever. I honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's all in a preference. You feel me? When I see the men, you know, respond to that, they always, you know, they have their opinion. It seems like the black men have their opinion. Black women are too loud, too this, too that. I mean, I see this all over all the social media platforms and all the podcasts. That's a big thing. The black women are too this, too loud, too independent. We seem to be too much. You feel me? But what I do notice is once they get into trouble, you see a sister right on their arm, they run right back to the sisters. That you know, we are the protectors. We are the one who get you out of that rut. You know, we are the arm candy for whatever that situation is. You know, to get you out of it. I don't know why that is. That seems to be like a thing. And then shout out to the ones who don't. You have the ones who do choose sisters when they get their money. You know, whatever. And you know, sometimes the community itself, the black community, look at them like you crazy. You know, that's just going this and that, blah, blah, blah. I feel like personally, if the woman gonna take you for what she gonna take you for, she gonna take it. No matter what her race is. You just got some women that's willing to deal with more stuff, different types of things. You know, I don't have no real answer for that for real, because I personally don't understand it. I don't get it, but I know that it's the war between the black women and the black man, and the black men are saying that it is all because, you know, black women are too independent, want to be too independent, don't need a man, you know, talk back too much. We don't submit enough. That's what it is. It's about submission until you catch a charge.
Yeah, you don't want to catch no damn charge.
Yeah. Q Coco.
I mean,
Um,
go ahead.
uh, okay. I didn't really think about it first. So I said something. No, I would say I do agree with you. I think sometimes it's about optics, and I think a lot of times the media and socially over the years, as far as like I can remember, a lot of times that was the thing. That was the look of what optics is. That was what I guess defined success. They wanted the women they couldn't get that they didn't if they didn't have it, and that's usually what you see. I do agree with Jude. Even listening to some men and talking to some men, it's a preference to date all everybody. And I mean, it is what it is. That's the world that we live in. Whereas though people like what they like. And then sometimes some people say they're not saying if you vibing with that person, you vibe with that person. And then you do have some people, it's like a double-edged sword. Some people are like they had so many failed relationships, so they want to try something new. And I wouldn't necessarily just link it to just the men. We're seeing a lot of women, especially black women, dating outside their race and having successful marriages outside of their race. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love black men like a mug. But sometimes I'm like, do I need to go outside? You know what I mean? Like, but then even if I get the opportunity, me personally, I can't do it. I might think they're attractive, but when it come down to it and getting close, I be like, it don't be there. It's just something for me. It's just something like a brother. So I do think it's a personal preference. It's a personal thing that people have going on. But what I will say when it comes to taking them people down, the men are, are getting good at getting with these women of these different statuses and of money. And if it don't go well, they're getting paid. So we can't just say that's the female thing anymore. But I do think in today's time, I do think it's a matter of like who you vibe with. But what I will say, we do see a lot of the interracial couples, for us, if we want to say celebrity status or of a certain status, that have a failed relationship, and then there's this thing, that stigma on, oh, they should have stayed with their same race or something like that, and then they take them for all they have. Then you have people like the LeBron James, the Denzel Washingtons, who are married to people within their race, and you don't hear anything of turmoil within their marriage. I'm not saying that their marriage is perfect. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but publicly, we see them loving on each other. They've been together. You don't hear all the scrutiny and things like that that you hear with the other things. So I think for me, I think it's a matter of optics, and I'm pulling something that I probably couldn't pull then. But my question to that is, would this person be with you, or would these women or men be with you if you wasn't who you were or had what you had? And I think that's the question that's missing in the conversation. Like people say, oh, because we like as a black woman, and still going through it to this day, not only just in relationship wise, but even professionally and just in life period, we are always labeled, if we speak up and have a voice, that we're aggressive. We get all of these undertones that are very demeaning and degrading. But the same undertones that people say they dislike about black women and or black men or what they look for when you want that support. You want the loudness, you want the aggressive, you want the person that's going to stand 10 toes and be loud and not play about you. But when you go outside and they not doing that, when it's time to show up, you looking crazy. Now you want this to happen. We see it a lot. Whereas though things go wrong, and the first thing they say is they want the black woman support or they want the black man support. Me, I'm like, why now? I think the wrong questions are being asked in a lot of these conversations that, like Drew said, that's happening like on social media, on different podcasts and things like that. Yes, you can have your preference, But the question is, was that your preference before or after? And then why is this the thought process now? And then when everything goes left, the same person who you degrade is the same person who you want to have your back and stand next to you in solidarity. That's the question that nobody is asking.
Oh, they asking them. They just don't get the answers. Because we was asking them from that last incident. But Q, what it do, Q?
I mean, I've dated pretty much everything, women wise, Latinas, white, black, Asians. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really care what people think, because I'm doing me. Um, did did some of the relationships work out? Of course they did, but then it was on me because I'm the one with me. I don't, like I said, I don't really. I realize I have an avoidant attachment style. Um, that's one thing I noticed about myself. Like I don't let people get too close to me because I it's not that I fear love. I just don't want them to get close to me because that makes me vulnerable, and I don't like being vulnerable, no matter who that is. Like any relationship I've been in, like whether it be the white girl, black girl, whatever, Asian chick, she could be the dopest chick on the face of the planet, and I'll find a way to distance myself from that. I won't let her get too close to me. But it doesn't matter about the color of the other person. It's just this is how I've always been. Um, I've always dated interracially ever since I was like 15, 16 years old because I'm about the individual. I look at the individual. I don't look at the skin color and all that. If she look good, she look good. Sisters love them to death. White women love them to death. Asian women love them to death. Hispanic women love them to death. I'm diverse like that. But, you know, people will say, well, why don't you, we never see you with a black woman. I was like, well, you wasn't with me during this period. That's why you never saw me with that. You seeing me now and I'm with this. But you have a problem with that. You come check me. You come check for me. Should have checked for me back then when I had what you were looking for. But that didn't work out. So, it's more or less like with me, I'm about the person. I don't care what color they are. If they treat me good, I treat them better. But it's one of them touchy subjects. People get mad about what I do, and I'm like, why they get mad about, I don't concern myself with what Denzel Washington does, or because none of them pay my bills anyway, so I don't really care what they do. I don't care if they date Martians and all of that because it has nothing to do with me. It's about, again, it's about preference. If that's what you prefer, that's what you prefer. You know what I'm saying? As long as what you rocking with make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Because what they eat doesn't make me poop, and what I eat doesn't make them poop. That's all that is.
Well, first I want to say thank you for the poop word.
Yeah.
I love this transition. But I will say I agree. I think another issue, and social media plays a huge part in some things, is a lot of people like to try to, on the outside, like to try to dictate another person's life, personal life, or what a person should do, shouldn't do, and all of those
Mm-hmm.
things. You don't have to like it, but it's not your life. And I think that's the main point that people miss with these conversations as well. Whether you have an opinion or not, okay, cool. We all can have an opinion. But my thing is, either a relationship gonna work or fail no matter who you with. Either it's gonna work or it's not. But I think we as a society and we as a people need to get out of this mind frame that we can tell people how to live their life. People
That
are going to
part.
do what they want to do to make themselves happy. You can't dictate what someone does in their personal life, whether you like it or not. And I think we're in a time where if you don't live a certain way, oh shit, where if you don't live a certain way, according to the next person, they got something to say. But 9 times out of 10, the same people who are judging the choices that you make are making bad choices, or their life ain't going great neither, or they single and miserable, or in a relationship and miserable, or married and miserable. So who's to say, like, leave people alone, let people do what they do. My thing is, if you happy, I'm happy for you. I just know what's not for me. Like everybody up here said, preference is everything, and people are entitled to that. We gotta stop trying to dictate what people do in their life, because nobody's going to, for one, ain't nobody going to dictate to me what I do or who I choose to see, and in my personal life. I just know what's for me. But going back to the original topic, I really do think it's about optics, because a lot of times, as I know, like back in the day, it was a thing where as though you had the look was everything, and we weren't the look. I remember those days. Now today, I can't speak on, but with everything and the way that the world is, I mean, let people live their life. I mean, if it don't work, they got to deal with that. If they get taken down for all they got, guess what? They got to deal with that. But what I would say is that we as a community, men and women, even when you have black women that go outside, and you have the black men that go outside, don't be that fall person and be the crutch for when it don't work, especially if it was somebody that was degrading you. The only issue I have with people that do that is, I don't like when people, your choice is your choice, but don't degrade a whole community of people because you made your choice. Just say you with who you with, but you don't have to put down the next person. Because every black woman is not loud, every black woman is not argumentative, every black man is not that way. You have some in every race. Shit, you got some ignorant, possessive, crazy, white, Latino, whoever, Russian, whatever you want, Asian, it's some in every race. It's just all about what makes you happy, what you want to deal with. Some people like the crazy. I don't know. But I just don't like when it comes to black people, and I'm not even going to single out a gender. I don't like when we get those labels of aggression just for having a voice, or because we're the most forgiving, understandable people, I think, race ever. They get the worst rap, and we accept everything and everybody. So that's just my take.
Oh, they getting ignorant. Them ignorant people over there.
Yeah, Paul.
Yes. What happened to Jude? Jude, all right?
She had to handle something. You got anything else on this before I go to your next topic? You're gonna have to explain this one to me because I ain't gonna lie, I don't really know much about it.
I
Your
mean,
next one.
excuse me. Okay, I got give me some water. What you say, Coco?
Y'all have anything else on this before we go to your next one?
I mean, I just wanted everybody to get an answer in on that. See where everybody stood on something like that. What's next? Jude, you
Another
good?
topic by Paul. Paul is definitely going to lead to this one because I'm not going to lie. I've heard of it, but I'm not too familiar with it. So you're gonna have to give me the dumbed down version to break it down for me. Um, so the second Paul topic was he wants to discuss gerrymandering. Q, am I saying that right? Is it gerrymandering
Yeah,
or
it's gerrymandering. Gerry.
gerrymandering?
Yeah.
So, gerrymandering is the drawing of a political or electoral districts for the purpose of making it easier for an incumbent party to remain in power. This practice often results in districts with bizarre shapes. Paul, can you elaborate and break this down as to what this really means? Because even me reading the definitions and trying to read something, I was still confuzzled.
Tennessee and Memphis, for one. You see how all them gerrymanderers in Tennessee went up in there and voted to erase the black representation of the city of Memphis through gerrymandering and redrawing district lines and all that stuff, taking over districts like that. So I'm saying it's there. Texas, somewhere like that. I don't know. I ain't sure about Texas. Maybe one of the other little small ass states, Louisiana, Mississippi, somewhere down through there. But yeah, they try to do that all over the place. But now, the court overturned the gerrymandering in Virginia that the people voted for. They overturned and blocked that. So now, what the Republicans are trying to do is to keep Trump and them in power and just basically go back to the days of old when black folks' votes didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's what gerrymandering is, what they doing now. Now you had one state that could fight back, and that's California, as far as, hey, well, y'all gonna try to do y'all thing, we're gonna do our thing. We're turning the doggone place blue. I'm saying these lifelong political ass people are ruining the country. And these people are trying to get a power grab while they in power now to get more power and push black people away. So what do y'all think about this gerrymandering? Do y'all think, hey, if it happens and they get their way, what? Or if it gets blocked and they don't get their way, what?
Forgive me. I'm gonna let Q go. And
Yeah, I mean,
I need more context because I think I know where it's going. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a dumb moment.
Before Q go, I got a question because I was kind of jumping in. I'm trying to kind of like dealing with something too at the same time. Is that like what they did down there where Crockett was at? How they changed the districts
yeah.
for the voting? I didn't know. I didn't even know that was.
Why didn't
Yeah,
you say that?
I didn't know. Look, because I was trying because I was like, that's sound like the same thing they did with Jasmine Crockett. They changed the district and then voted, and then that's how they voted her out. I think it's strategic. You feel me? Like they are the biggest crooks in the game. You feel me? Like when you can't beat them, you gotta. It's like that's the trick of the trade. You feel me? Like you gotta make different moves. So many people so busy, doing this or this, but you don't realize you can go like this, you can go like this, you can go like that. Like, you feel me? And they just find all loopholes for the. It's not right, but laws and things are put in place, and they can be changed and voted upon. They just hide it behind other stuff. These are things that we be voting for. That they be sliding in the thing because people don't pay attention. You know what I realize? As smart as people are, a lot of us don't like to read. We read, but then we don't, the important stuff. You feel me? And it be so many things. I'm guilty of some of that with some of these election things. You feel me? I don't pay attention as much as I know I probably should with as much foolery is going on. And just imagine how many other people like that. Life so hectic. They got life so crazy. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people focusing on the economy and the things that's going on, but you only focus on it as much as it really affects you, the bigger picture. You feel me? They hiding stuff, they doing stuff. There's so many loopholes. Half of us don't even know what laws are here. Do you know that up until like a couple years ago, like certain type of sexual acts were illegal? Like we just finding stuff like this out because they put these laws. They leave them there.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. But we don't pay attention though. We don't pay attention when we should be. There are people. I'm not saying this everybody. For people, get your panties in a bunch. I'm talking about what we don't like to call the majority, but there's way too many people that don't pay attention. They're just so caught up in just life stuff. I'm one of them. I'm guilty as charged. Sometimes I be on it, and then sometimes y'all see me going here. I be like, I don't know. I wasn't even. Life be life, and I ain't got time to worry about this foolery. I just want to know when we're going to do something about it. I'm definitely going to be there for that. I call out everything. Just let me know what we're doing.
Okay.
I think this gerrymandering all across the country.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a good concept of what it is.
Wait a minute, Coco, before you go, I want to say this. That ain't going to work here in Maryland, though. Mm-mm. That is not going to work here in Maryland. I would like to see if they was to try that here. I feel like I can't speak for everybody else state, but I feel like here in Maryland, that probably ain't going to work. They like to force that upon us. That's going to have to be like some Hunger Games type event forcing it, because Maryland ain't going to be for. I don't think you think New York going to go for that. New York ain't going for that. You know, to be honest,
New York was never a slave state.
I know that, but I'm just saying. But they trying to listen. They don't care about at this day and age. They ain't worried about what was a slave state or not. They saying everybody should be slaves at this point. That's what they saying. It don't even matter. But what I'm saying is, we the northernmost southern state, and a lot of that stuff that they are doing do affect the South first. But that ain't sliding by in Maryland. Maryland gonna fight against that.
Yeah. So the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments is in play here. For those who don't know, 13th Amendment is 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, where they were known as the Reconstruction Amendments. 13th Amendment was the abolition of slavery, the 14th was citizenship and rights, and the 15th was the voting rights. What they're targeting right now is the 15th Amendment. They're trying to strip away the black people's voting rights, and they're going to work backwards. Okay. Technically, black people haven't really been paying attention because of life. You know, we've been trying to fight for equality and integrate ourselves into a burning house, as Martin Luther King found out. Okay. But this is what it's come to, you know, integrating ourselves into a society that really doesn't value black people, that want everything that black people offer, but don't want to include the people that invented anything. So they feel that since it's a power grab, we might as well go ahead and try to strip the black people away from voting, because, you know, we don't consider them citizens anyway. They're just animals. We consider them as subhuman. We consider them as animals. They don't know what they're voting on. They're ignorant. They're always loud, obnoxious. They don't follow the rules of society, constructive society, so to speak. But the thing is, with the gerrymandering, it's going to go through, but it's not going to last long going through, because black people are starting to wake up and starting to see what's at stake. Meaning, they're stripping away your voting rights. Pretty soon you won't be able to vote, and you're going to be further controlled. The autonomy, they're aiming for total autonomy. They're for authoritarianism. That's what the government wants. They want total authoritarianism, similar to Western Russia, similar to Western China, similar where other countries like Myanmar. If you speak out against the government, they shoot you on sight. They don't play with that.
Not to cut you off. I'm trying not to smile, but as you're talking, it's just so funny to me, because that's the whole Caucasian lady on your screen.
It's the what? It's the what?
The Caucasian lady on your screen. As you was talking, I was like, "Oh, this is so ironic."
Yeah, it's what it is.
Come on your TV.
Oh, the TV. You know, I got YouTube playing in the background because I was like multitasking, job hunting and doing other stuff in the background. But that's all this is. If black people, if this is not a wake-up call for black people to go out and exercise their right to vote, I don't know what is. Because they don't want us in power anyway. I saw the gerrymandering map. Georgia's next on the list to be gerrymandered. The only city that is majority black is Atlanta in the whole state. People, there's black people all throughout Georgia, but there's not a large concentration more than it is in Atlanta City, because Atlanta City is purple. outside of Atlanta, where I live, it's all red. There are Republicans. They vote Republicans, and I had a discussion with a Lyft rider the other day about it, and he's talking about how they did the transportation system, why the transportation system's so messed up here. And I told him outright, he was a white guy. I told him outright, I said, because white people did not want MARTA, the rail system, to come out to the suburbs because they felt that black people would bring crime, quotation marks, crime to the suburbs. I explained to him, there's more crime here than it is in the city, in the suburbs. More crime in the suburbs than it is in the city. Because I see a lot of nice houses, but in the basement they have meth labs underneath those houses. News people don't report that, but I know a couple of people that's running meth out of those labs in the basement of their house. So they talking about, well, there's no crime out in the suburbs. Yes, there is. Even more so than it is in the city, because media isn't going to report what's in the suburbs. They want everybody to think the suburbs is this shining, oh, this is an oasis. This is where people, there's no crime. It's all perfect. Unicorns live out here. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not the case. That's not the case. That's why black people better wake up, and they better be on the A game with this whole thing, because a lot of stuff is at stake.
Well, I'm gonna chime in. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go a little bit down Dunbrook Road, because y'all know I'm still making sure I have a clear understanding of this gerrymandering thing. So bear with me. Y'all know I'm honest. I don't know everything. So y'all gonna school me a little bit and tell me if I'm going down the wrong road. First, I want to say it sounds something familiar, like I mentioned, I think last week, when I said a lot of the black politicians have been being exposed like crazy over the last, I'm gonna say, 6 months or so. Like recently, I've never seen this many, and it's all across the board. They're like digging up dirt, anything, and I'm not saying that they're not guilty. They definitely, yeah, I mean, got their hand in the cookie jar, whatever it may be. But how they're going after them is so strong. It's like their foot is on their knee is on their neck, and they're not letting up. That's one. Um, and I kept saying, what is going on? Like, why is there so many? It's like black politician at the black politician at the black. It's like nobody's safe, right? And it's like it's like there's one, and then they have a rebuttal, but then it's like they're not giving up until, I don't know. Well, y'all know. Um, but to go back to what you were saying about, black people waking up. Hi, son. And
Yeah.
the black vote. I'm sorry, my child. And the black people vote, and black people waking up. I do agree to a degree, only because when it's time to vote, the one thing that I hear, like even with the last when the last session for voting was in, a lot of black people, you hear the votes don't matter, it's all rigged, it's this, that, and the third. And I mean, we've even talked about that up here. So a lot of people don't vote, or they feel like it's a conspiracy theory. Around election time, you see all of these social media posts. Like me personally, is a reason why I don't follow like certain like different like little things that have this one dimensional way of thinking, or one dimensional um hot topic type thing, right? Because it's only geared towards one way of thinking. And sometimes I need more to flex my decision. Do we know that there's always something going on behind the scenes with everything? Yes, of course. We know this. It's America. The politicians lie. They scheme. They do all of this. We know, whether you're Democratic, public, Republican, or whatever. We know they all lie, right? But when it comes down to certain things, but I think the main thing I think is important, not to just focus on the vote, what I think for especially our communities, the Black and Brown communities, is to focus on our local government. We like to focus on the presidential. That's when you see everybody getting in gear, going to the offices and all of that stuff. But when it comes to the local, your local government, you don't really, well, I don't know about anywhere else, but I know here in Baltimore, you don't hear a lot about people going to talk about it. It's not like a thing. It's like a, no, it's so and so gonna win anyway, da 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 da. But I'm like, okay, but it's more on a ballot. It's not just about the mayor. It's not just about your governor. It's about your councilman. It's about different laws and stuff, different things for your district. It's a lot on the ballot that people don't pay attention to. So I think when we talk about these type of things, whether it's gerrymandering or not, we also need to understand I'm with you on we got to stand up and do what we got to do. But I think we really need to get it together on a local front as far as like who's in your local government, who's that's where your neighborhoods, the things for your school systems and all of that stuff come into play. Yes, I get the presidential one, but we always leave out our local government, and we have to get people to be aware of who's in their district, who they voting in there. Don't just push the button. Know exactly who you voting for. Don't just skip the polls. This is where your voice matters. This is what affects our children and everything like that. Then we go, because these people that we put in there randomly or we allow to just get passed through, they end up going into the White House or the Senate or somewhere like that. So we really got to understand and push the local as well. I'm sorry,
Right.
but did I rant? I had
Yeah,
to lie.
yeah. But here's the thing. I think people get fatigued by seeing all the ads from the local um candidates because they bombard you with these ads every 5 minutes. You know, when you just want to sit down and relax and watch a show, 5 minutes later you got some guy up here talking about, he's running for Congress, he's running for state senate, and he's showing he's out in the community shaking hands, kissing babies, handing out lollipops, whatever. And that's great for the optics, but what people don't realize that they're like, it ain't gonna matter, when it actually does matter. See, yeah, we vote for the president, we get that, but technically, your vote really only counts in the local and state elections. It really doesn't matter with the presidency because the electoral college controls that. We just use the popular vote to tell the senators who to vote for. So basically, they vote by proxy. We vote by proxy for the president, which made no sense to me because I feel like, if I vote for the president, my vote should actually count. I shouldn't have to go tell Senator Jones, hey, Senator Jones, I want to vote for this guy. I want you to vote on my behalf for this guy. No, I should have a direct line to that guy that I'm voting for and be like, yeah, I'm punching your button for you to get in to whatever office you're trying to get into as far as the national stage goes. But it doesn't work like that. That whole electoral college thing to me is a big scam because a lot of presidential candidates have won the electoral, have lost the electoral college, but won the popular vote. Al Gore being one of them. He won the popular vote but couldn't win the electoral college. Go figure, right? Because they're supposed to go hand in hand. That's what made me question everything about this whole voting process, voting for the president. So focus on the local and state elections because those are direct lines to who you're voting for versus the presidential. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Okay.
Paul, I want you to elaborate because this is definitely your lane. You are the person that's always at the council meetings, 10 toes down in Asheville. Is it North Carolina? North Carolina. doing your thing. I think yes, you can end this segment, please.
I mean, like y'all said, you gotta get out here and know these people that work for you. Anybody that's on a council where you live works for you. It's not them, then you, it's you and then them. And then the people underneath them. But yeah, they work for you. Get out here and get in their face. If they're not doing something that they should be doing, you gotta get out here and speak up. You gotta get to know who you voting for, because these people every 2 years, every 4 years, every 4 years they have an election. So somebody's time is gonna be up. What have they done the whole time they've been on the council? They making decisions that affect your life. What have they done? Nothing. Why are you gonna keep voting for them? I mean, you gotta get out here and know who you're voting for. Like I said, it's important. Don't just go and step in the ballot box and say, "Oh, I'm going to vote that." I don't even. I'm gonna tell you what. They be trying to trick you into saying, "Well, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, whatever." How come I can't just be an independent? I ain't gotta be neither one. I'm an independent. I vote who in the hell I want to vote for. I may be a Democrat there, a Republican there, somebody there, blah blah blah. But yeah, how you gonna pigeonhole me? I'm not gonna let you pigeonhole me. So yeah, you know, get in these people's face and stay in their face. If they're not doing what you think they need to be doing, let them know. I had no problem with it. I'm telling you, I found out that that's the best way you get to know who these people are, because once they see that you are constantly up there in their face, asking questions, making statements, and putting putting things in their face, and they don't have no receipts, and they don't think you got receipts, it's quite interesting. Quite
Can I
Not
say
interesting.
on,
can I say one thing real quick?
oh, you
Sorry,
back.
y'all.
I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm here. I'll tell y'all after Paul, after the Coco know what's going on. Uh, anyway, I want black people. Let me turn this on. Black people, right? We were talking about black people. I think we was. Anyway, I want y'all to act like y'all did when we was trying to put Obama in office. I don't care who liked them. I don't care who didn't. Everybody signed up for it. I mean, everybody act like we got convicted felons. They passed a law for convicted felons to be able to vote that year. You know, when that man was going to office. So I you know, I'm just saying that every politician to do something, what they got to do what they got to do. You feel me? All I'm saying is, I want us to stop feeling like this don't affect us, you know, because when it was our time to shine and we wanted to get a man up in there, we got a man up in there. But we need to, as Americans, like, if we all really saying we hate like the race card that they keep throwing at us, then stop playing the race card with them. We fall right into the trap every single time. All of us, black, white, blue, purple Americans, every single one of us fall right for the trap. Instead of being like, all right, every color politician is a snake some kind of way. Ain't none of them good. You can't trust none of them. You feel me? All I'm going to do what they got to do, you feel me? But we got to put the better. Jesus, I can't choose the word. I only got the word for it. We gotta pick the lesser of all evil to choose to go into the seats. You feel me? We gotta be strategic. They've been picking out the hate. This whole Donald Trump thing, I don't care what nobody's saying. That was a rebuttal to Barack Obama being in office. And I don't care what nobody say. This ain't no the race bash or nothing. But we didn't know when we was in office. Black people was chills. You know, elevating, evolving, you know, doing things, taking care of themselves. That seemed to be a problem with the world. Not only black people, with America. I can't really say the world because the world seems to love us sometimes. I guess it really depends on what one of these platforms you on for real. But it don't really matter, you know, like in America make everything about your race. You black, you brown, you know, you this, you not, you ain't white, you ain't right, whatever, you know, it don't even be about that. Because to be honest, This ain't looking good for none of us. None of this that's going on. It ain't working out for none of the black people, none of the white people, none of the Hispanic people. They say it's working for some of the Asians, but they don't say it's working for them either. The ones I be talking to, we all tired. Everything that's going
But
on
you know
here,
what, though, Jude?
wait a minute, hold up. Every single race of people, and while we worrying about what's going on in other countries, they over there fighting the government. And we over here letting ours just get over on us and steal the money and tear down the White House and get on the TV and throw threats at everybody and then lie like in front. We look like a laughing stock. My cousins over there in Asia making funny videos. I'm just saying.
She swears she Polynesian.
I am. What's tell me I'm not? Go ahead, King.
But you know what, dog? Those in power, those who are those people who are in power have a scorched earth policy, right? If especially the Caucasians, if they can't have it, then you ain't gonna have it either, right? It's that scorched earth policy, and yeah, they're fighting to try to keep Trump in office, but I'm like, it ain't gonna work because he's gonna die off. And the people who they got it, that the guy next in line, they don't like him. He's not well received by anybody in that administration or in the public. So I can mark him as somewhat irrelevant, even though he's trying to bring back what's the name of that show? Where they made all the women have babies or whatever. What's the name of that show?
What is it? Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah, The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, that one. And that's not going to work either because they've made it so unaffordable to have kids. That's why the birth rate is dropping now. That's why the birth rate is what it is now. The population is declining because it's too unaffordable to have kids. And it would be foolish to have kids when you got no money because you need money to raise kids. For daycare, for food, for Pampers, for the education. So now it's like they back themselves into this corner to where, okay, well, the white population is declining, and you know the browning of America is happening. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? It's already happening. I mean, there ain't nothing you can do to stop it. What are you gonna? And that's why Trump was talking about importing people. He was like, why can't there be good people from Sweden or Norway, to come over here? They don't want to come over here. For what? They got everything. They don't want to come over here. They got a perfect setup for their government over there with that socialist government, right? Because they get taken care of. Plus, their holiday structure, their vacation structure is vastly different than American structure. America, you got to practically beg to get your days off. You got to put in almost weeks, months in advance. And you better pray it gets approved. Over there, it's usually like 2 to 3 months. You get a paid vacation, paid holiday. And I think they only work, 35, 38 hours a week. They don't work 40. Here we work 40, 50, 60. That's why here in America, everybody burning out. People are burning out. People are so tired after work, they can't do anything else. They don't want to do anything else. All they want to do is come home, relax, because they got to do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're trying so hard to maintain control, and the more control you try to maintain, the more it's going to start slipping through your fingers. It's like grasping sand, right?
So are the sands of the hourglass. So
yeah,
those of our lives.
That's right. You grasping all that sand, and it's going to start slipping through your hand. Eventually, it's all going to be gone.
I just want to say, um, going back to a couple of monologues ago, I still think the change really comes. I get it, and I'm not negating anything anybody says. I agree. I agree with everybody. I do think it's important to encourage our communities to go to town halls, to go to like city hall, whether we go online for everything else, for the latest tea, for all of that stuff. Go and see who is in your local district or whatever. See what policies they're pushing. What's going on? When the next town hall is, what laws locally are they trying to push and enforce? Because there are times where at your town halls and certain things where the public can speak on these issues and sway like which way. The more people that speak for what your community needs, because they want your vote, put put them to the test and put their back against the wall for you to get what you can get. But one or two people can't do it. Like we can, it take more than just one poll. You feel me? It take more than just, we need 1,000 polls. We need 1,000 whoever in the community to stand tall and really make this happen. What I will say, because we go back to like civil rights and all of that stuff. Civil rights happened because it was communities that came together and put their back up against the wall and made shit happen. It wasn't like, I'm sorry, I cuss. It wasn't just one or two people. It was a bunch of it took time. It took the fight. And I think that's something that our community got to get back into. So what I would encourage everyone is to understand or go to a town hall, put your issues on the floor, telling people what you want. They want your vote. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you need. Tell them what you need for your kids, for your families, for your parents, for yourself, and push these issues. Put that shit on. I did it again. Put that on the table and make them understand that we have a voice. The same ignorant voice that we keep getting blasted for. The same things that they want to put out there and have these negative undertones. We loud, we ignorant, we boisterous. Be loud, ignorant, and boisterous about things that you need in your community to thrive, for your community to be better, for your kids to be okay, for these schools to finally do what they supposed to do and teach these kids. Really get out there and understand. Put your councilman, councilwoman, all of them people to the test and see who they are. If they want your vote, make them work for it. Don't make it easy because right now they banking and they know the average the average constituent is
Yep.
probably not going to vote. A lot of these just sliding into these offices, and the people are barely getting anything that we say we need. We can get on social media, make a post. We can get on platforms like this and bitch about it and nag about it. But until you go to like your city hall, these council meetings, and all of this stuff that's open to the public, all of the nagging and complaining we doing don't mean nothing. I mean, look at Paul. Paul there every day. He could tell you when it's coming up next week. He got the calendar. It's YouTube videos of Paul standing 10 toes down for Asheville. And I even tell Paul, but you can't do it by yourself. We can get upset. We can get up here. We can bitch. We can complain. But it takes everybody. The same way civil rights happen, the same way we have certain liberties, no matter what people think and how many people think we dumb and we stupid and all of this stuff. We wouldn't be able to do things like this if people didn't fight for us to have a voice to be on platforms like this. That's all I got on this. Can we go to the next topic or y'all got anything to elaborate on?
I think we can move on to the next topic. That was a good hour, that one. Real good hour of subject
Okay.
right there. Y'all went deep in that. That was nice. Everything got answered.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul, for that topic. So this one was mine. Y'all know I'm a public health whore. So this topic involves the matters of public health, personal health, and all around the board and what's to come. So I wanted to discuss the Hantavirus, which is this newest virus that's been being publicized and talk about all over our local news websites. So I went and did some research on the CDC website, which I trust. That's what we use a lot of times to go to the latest and certain things that will break down the different things to come. So according to the CDC, the hantaviruses can infect and cause serious disease in people worldwide. People get hantavirus from contact with rodents like rats and mice, especially when exposed to their urine, droppings, and saliva. It can also spread through bite or scratch by a rodent, but this is rare. Hantaviruses cause two syndromes. Hantaviruses found in the Western Hemisphere, including here in the United States, can cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS. The most common hantavirus that causes HPS in the United States is spread by deer mouth. Um, this word I know it, and I'm mad. I'm about to jack it up, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hemorrhagic fever. Did I say it right, Q? Because you know you my spell checker. Is it hemorrhagic?
Hantavirus.
No, hemorrhagic. I'm on the third. Well, it's like
Spell it.
hemorrhagic fever.
Oh,
I sounded it out.
hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic. I think it's hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic.
Oh, okay.
When you
Okay.
hemorrhage, there's a lot of hemorrhaging.
Right. Hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, HFRS, is a group of clinically similar illnesses caused by hantaviruses found mostly in Europe and Asia. However, Ciovirus, a type of hantavirus that causes HFRS, is found worldwide, including the United States. Now, the signs and symptoms. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HBS. HBS is a severe and potentially deadly disease that affects the lungs. Symptoms of HPS usually start to show 1 to 8 weeks after contact with an infected rodent. Early symptoms include fatigue, fever, muscle aches, especially in the large muscle groups like the thighs, hips, back, and sometimes shoulders. About half of all HPS patients also experience headaches, dizziness, chills, abdominal problems like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 4 to 10 days after the initial phase of illness, the late symptoms of HPS appear. These symptoms include coughing and shortness of breath. Patients might experience tightness in the chest as lungs fill with fluid. HPS can be deadly. 38% of people who develop respiratory symptoms may die from the disease. So my question to you guys is, we've heard a lot about this, and of course the cruise ship thingy exposed. I'm gonna give my thoughts later about how I felt about how they handled the quarantine process. But what are your thoughts of this recent emerge in publications about the hantavirus? Let's go Q.
I mean, it's population control 101. People getting on these cruise ships. COVID actually started from there, and anytime you're in close quarters, like on a cruise ship or a plane or whatever, you're going to be running the risk of catching communicable diseases. And hantavirus is just the latest stint. Now, what people don't realize is that is there a vaccine for it? No. Are they going to develop a vaccine?
That toy in the trash.
Yeah, and like I just said, there's no vaccine for it. Not an effective one anyway. It's basically, to me, it's scare tactic, just like how they did COVID. Because if you look on the back of a Lysol bottle, Lysol can, it says it kills COVID. Nobody's read that. Nobody investigated that. COVID been around. That thing's been around since the beginning of time. They just renamed it something else to make it sound like it's some big plague-like disease. When people don't realize the bubonic plague still exists, because there's a community in, I think, Indonesia, um, or in Madagascar. I think it was in Madagascar or Indonesia. What I read, they still had pockets of the bubonic plague, and people thought the bubonic plague died like centuries ago. No, it hasn't. It's still around. It's still around. It's just been contained. But with this hantavirus, you know, I'm leery about people. If they coming off of a plane, I'm masking up because I don't want what they got. I don't know if they got it. I don't want it. Um, coming off the cruise ship and all of that, I don't. I'm not trusting nothing. I ain't trusting nothing.
Yeah, I'm a second on that. Because they seem to not have control of nothing. They never did. One, most people don't know that you never really get rid of disease. You hide the symptoms. Like you have a common cold. Cough medicine do not cure a common cold. It helps with you be able to manage your symptoms. The flu vaccine is the flu. They take an estimated guess. It takes a year for them to come up with a vaccine. That's why everybody was like, they got it wrong. They get it wrong sometimes. You get all of it wrong. Sometimes that's called science and medicine. The problem is everybody want everything to be perfect. It's not. It's not. You just gotta be educated. People dirty. We talk about that a lot on the show. People are dirty, and that exposed a lot of things way before, the mask thing because of coronavirus. My cousins and them over there, my Asian cousins, was already masked up due to environments and the air quality and things like that. They were already hip. They are the most hygienic people on the planet, in my opinion. Clean. This just some of their practices. I'm not saying that they don't have, the slums over there too, but they practice hygiene like through like a tradition, we used to too, and then things just change. Like stink outside. We don't take care of the environment. We don't take care of the neighborhoods. We don't take care of the communities. We pay taxes, and the city, in the states, they don't even cut the trees and stuff. Keep they got street cleaning. Sometimes you only really see street cleaning when they want, give everybody tickets when they're trying to meet the quota or something. But yeah, man, don't know. We don't take care of the earth. We don't take care of the land. We don't take care of anything like we're supposed to. We just use and abuse it, and then expect it to treat us like with dignity and care. The earth is falling apart. The land is falling apart, man, because we don't take care of it. I was saying something else, but I forgot in the middle of talking.
Yeah, the people falling apart.
I think we should learn. We should have took notes from coronavirus, from that pandemic, because for in the beginning, everybody was on them. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It's this, that, and the third. And we had so many particular signs and things like this. I think with this one, before I get into that, there were several issues when I saw the cruise ship and when they talked about the people were quarantined at home. My thing was, how did they get home from the ship? Did they fly on a plane? Did they travel through the airport? Were they allowed to go to the stores? Like, how were they escorted? I didn't see that. I could be loud and wrong. If anybody knows, please check me and enlighten me and educate me on that. But for me, when it comes to when you say something is a matter of public health and you make these major headlines that these people had to be quarantined and that this virus can potentially be deadly because it attacks your pulmonary system. How were they quarantined? How were they transported? How were they escorted? Like what happened? Because if this, like they downplayed a lot, even down during the coronavirus pandemic. And everybody was in the stores, everybody was everywhere congregating and having parties and doing all of this stuff before I guess the whole lockdown and it was oh no, it's not that bad. Da, 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 da. I think we should just take the necessary precautions for yourself. I do agree with you. Like we don't take care of our environments. Like it is, like she said, it's dirty. We have to take more care of not only our environments but ourselves. Like health is important. A lot of people don't even have routine checkups to even see if you have anything going on. And by the time you start coughing up a lung, and then now you have this, make sure you don't have any other um, underlying conditions that can contribute to something. But I definitely think I'm watching it because of how the coronavirus. Am I saying it right? Was it corona?
Yes, the coronavirus.
Yeah. I don't know if part of me feel like I'm saying it wrong, but I feel like it wasn't taken seriously in the beginning. There were so many conspiracy theories, and I think we also have to. I don't want to say get out of it, but when it comes to this whole conspiracy theory, when certain things are subjective, like a lot of people lost loved ones. Like I know a couple of people who died during that whole pandemic and everything like that. And I think some things we just need to be mindful, you know, of the potential risk it could cause and just take care of ourselves. Like if you're a person who you know have certain ailments, just just take care of yourself. Just take the necessary precaution to take for you even during this time. But I don't trust nothing that they say. I think the best method is to protect you and to make
That
sure that you good.
This
that's
country
a
is one big virus all the time. Go ahead though, Judah. I wait till I go ahead to you. Go ahead.
look. Mom, when I said I forgot something, that's what I was ready to say. They always throwing something. It's like so much stuff going on. That bam, here go a disease. Right? They're starting to be like their new thing. Right, with that population control thing. It's like they always throwing these. This COVID was the one, like the big test. You know, they've been throwing stuff at us for years, but this was like the
COVID.
one.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
COVID.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Now
I
it's
feel like
I
the
was on
same
mute
thing.
because I was like, just say COVID, but I was on mute. Um, now this first of all, like I'm with Q. Like we're gonna find out that this done already been there. I ain't surprised. This probably one of them ancient diseases they done fuck them. They done freaking pulled up from the Arctic. They done found stuff. They bringing back stuff to life. They finding new animals. They done. I'm gonna show you. I gotta send y'all the thing about the new animal they done found. The one that go in. Man, that is weird. Um, they've been experimenting on the things that they have been finding. And then we the test stuff. They like they, besides the animals, the dogs and the cats and stuff that they out here and the rabbits and the rats and all that stuff. We are also like the big test subjects when it comes to these diseases, because these ain't coming out of nowhere. I mean, how many more diseases? You know, they waking stuff up, and it be on the news. We just don't pay attention because it be like a segment on them extra shows that the people really don't sit down and watch. I know a lot of my friends be like, "You old for watching, you know, the news," but it be bits and pieces in those things when they be telling you what they doing. And read the bottom of the screen, because that be talking about a lot of stuff too. Just let it play. It played a couple times throughout the day. Just let the TV play and listen to it. They be dropping some stuff, and you gotta read through the lines of the bull crap. But yeah, that they should have let them people off the boat. They knew what they was doing. How do y'all be so careless with this disease after COVID? How do you be that careless with any disease after COVID, unless it's on purpose?
And not
Well,
only
this,
that, I just want to piggyback up when you said the news. The news, I agree with you. The news is the plan. I know a lot of people don't trust the news, and neither do I, which is why I watch several different ones and then I piece it together. But I feel like the news is the plan, and but what you pay attention to is the real quick stories. Them quick stories they want to go over your head. They be the ones. It's the ones that they always want to elaborate on and want it to sink in. Those are the ones that you. But them quick stories, watch them quick ones that you don't really hear about too much. They might spend a couple seconds on. They be like, okay, well, back to da 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 da. No, no. What was the other one that you just said? Look into that.
well,
Go ahead, Paul.
this country has always been one big virus anyway. One big virus. It's always been one after another. I mean, as long as I can remember, it's always been something, and it seems to be getting more severe with each case is more severe than the next. Now, the coronavirus, right? COVID, as you said, was a major experiment, as you say, because see They trying to say they know where that come from. That come from where all this other mess is coming from. Them chemtrails they putting up in the sky. That's where it came from. You know what I'm saying? That's where it came from. Now the hantavirus. Hantavirus. Okay. Y'all done had stuff out there on them ships before. Y'all get people out on these ships and get to experiment with these people out there on the ocean so they be away from everybody. That's why I'm not gonna be getting on no ships going nowhere. People had to dive off of ships to keep them coming over here. I'm not gonna be getting out there on those ships getting sick and experimenting on. They had to go somewhere else. No,
Oh,
thank
what you
you.
gonna get on a Paul say after plane, after ship? What you get on the
If I
train?
can't ride a car or maybe a train, I'm not gonna be there. Okay. Or the bus might. But yeah, I'm not getting in no ships and no planes. Way out in that water and way up in that sky. No, thank you. Call me on land Paul. That's what I'm gonna be. On land. Hello. But yeah, anyhow. That's
I'm trying to figure out if this is gift mine. Oh, am I?
yeah. That I mean experiment. They experiment on the people when they get way out there in the middle of the water and stuff. Cause there was something else on the ship, on another ship before. There's been some things on the ships, quite a few ships, if I'm not mistaken. One time or another, they had people out there. They couldn't get to the bathroom, all kinds of stuff, whatever there was going on out there. I don't know. There's been some stuff on the ships, but no. Y'all experiment on people and get them sick out there and you kill them, whatever. You ask how they got transported through hazmat suits and all that kind of stuff, supposedly. Or somebody was in hazmat suits. But yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like when you see like those people that like they drink the water from the glaciers. That like they'll be in a very very like cold area, right? And there's a big lake there, right? It's crystal clear water. And this guy, I saw a guy. This guy takes a scoop of water. He drinks it, right? Not knowing that that water is poisonous because that water has a lot of ancient viruses in it. Because the ice has not melted, you know, it holds like a lot of organic, dead inorganic things that can come back to life, so to speak. That's why they tell you never drink glacier water because you don't know what's actually in that water.
What you mean, like from the real glacier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drink
Yeah,
the water.
Don't drink that water because that water has like if you look it up on YouTube, because I saw this guy, you know, he was I think he was somewhere in the Arctic, and there was a pool, crystal clear blue water there. He just takes a cup and he sips it, and he's sitting there like all macho. Yeah, I drink this cold water, and you know, not knowing that you know that stuff can activate those viruses, those supposedly inert viruses.
Oh, the guy that went up to the and dug his cup in there
Yeah.
and just drunk it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, do you know what kind of ancient mummy corpse is in there? It's dinosaur corpse up there.
That part.
And then they go in the water and then they do this and then they look under a microscope and then they see new creatures.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new creature.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient or they brought organisms back to life.
Yeah.
They brought some kind of species, some kind of some sleeping virus.
Yeah, and those viruses they don't have they can get past the modern cures because the modern cures are only for the modern viruses, not for the
First of all, let me tell you something. I knew about the flu, right? Influenza. You know, we panicked about COVID, but influenza is one of the deadliest diseases out there. Like flu season is like it. COVID just like amplified everything, but it's been a threat all along. It's been a threat. A lot of people been like dying. Large numbers of people were already dying from from the flu, and then COVID came along, and then now you got this. It's scary, man. Like, and you got people out here fighting about vaccines, what vaccines to get and what vaccines not to get. Like people immune systems, we haven't come like to the realization that some people immune systems are everybody's immune system just so different. Some people just don't even need the vaccines. Some people, need the vaccines. Some people need some of them. Like that's what he said. That's what who said. That's what Q said.
He said no vaccines needed.
I ain't here.
That mother, he can't even talk. He can't even talk, but he talking about ain't no vaccines needed. Kennedy.
Yeah, ain't no vaccines needed.
Q said ain't no vaccines needed.
Yeah, Kennedy. Robert Kennedy.
Yeah. They only want to call him Robert. They say Kennedy.
Whatever.
I was about to say Q. What you mean vaccines not needed?
No, I ain't never said anything like that. That's Kennedy.
Oh yeah, him. That guy.
I was like, wait a minute, Kennedy. Yeah, Kennedy. Oh, first of all, ain't nobody
look. This guy. Okay, if people trust, why would you trust somebody who had a cocaine habit or heroin habit and talking about he had brain worms? That's why he talked like that.
That's what he said in his throat.
He had brain worms.
Oh, he had brain worms. I thought he said brain worms. I'm
no,
say he was eating
brain worms in his brain.
Where he get
that from? He was high on the quota. He didn't know what he was talking about.
He didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, man, that's like, get out of here. If you had brain worms, they would have killed you.
He had brain worms.
Yeah,
and they gave him what is his? He in charge of the CDC.
Yeah.
And
first of all, do you know how difficult
wait! Before you go any further, did they cure the brain worms? Who cured it?
No. He ain't have no brain worms. He just said that. He just said that just to be saying something.
He still got him.
Yeah. First of all,
he still got him. Because they ain't killed him.
Do you know how difficult it is for worms to get through the blood-brain barrier?
What?
Yeah, wait, I want to say something. They say in 2037 the government will control the water. First of all, the government tried to go down into the water, way down in the water deep, and the water said you have no place down here. They don't want no water whatever in that water. In 2037, they're gonna go down there, and that they is gonna lose the war of the water. They ain't going to the
underwater boogie.
They ain't gonna win that, but go. I'm sorry, Q. I'm sorry, because that cool
okay. The only worms that can get through the blood-brain barrier is trichomoniasis. It's the pork. It's found in pork.
It is.
Yeah, that's
I'm eating a lot of pork. I like pork.
That's why I don't eat pork, because pork contains a lot of worms.
Well, let me tell you what kind of worms you get from all food. Let me see. Hold on. Go keep going.
When you're not, I can't remember that. It's trichno something.
Trichinosis.
Yeah, trichinosis, something like that. I forgot what it was, but those are the tapeworms. Those are the tapeworms that they can grow to like 30 feet in your intestines. And they suck all the nutrients out when you eat. Because back in the day, when a woman wanted to lose weight, they gave her a capsule that had tapeworms in it. And she would ingest that capsule, she would lose the weight. But the worms would take over her body, thus killing her. And you can look that up. That's facts. That's all facts. That happened back in the like 20s and 30s and stuff like that. Because women were so so trying to be in tune with their weight because the man was like, well, they didn't want Rubenesque women any longer. They wanted the thin women. That's where the standard of beauty shifted. Because back then, Rubenesque women were in, thick women were in. Now, it's in like fluke worm. That's in fish. If you don't cook your fish properly, that's in the fish. They tell you don't eat tilapia because that's called a trash fish. Fish, it has worms in it. Catfish, same thing. Trash fish. But even like shrimp, those are scavengers. They eat what's dead on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Those are that crabs, lobster. Those are called sea roaches.
Oh, it come out.
Those are the sea roaches. But that's what keeps the sea clean. There's one called I forgot. It's skimmer pie. It looks like it's big, white roly poly. It's gigantic, but it sits on the bottom of the sea, and it cleans whatever falls down there, and it eats whatever falls down there. But it's white. It looks like a cockroach.
Well, everything got a garbage can, though.
Yeah, everything got a garbage can. Everything has a garbage can.
Everything got a garbage can.
Yeah.
It's a gift. She unboxing.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I think this is mine. I hope it's mine because I'm going to keep it. Oh.
I'm telling you, got all kinds of stuff underwater.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's just this guy, when he said brain worms, I was like, I think the only worms that could get through the blood-brain barrier are tapeworms. And I've seen that there was a show called Monsters Inside of Me.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Where there were kids, if they didn't wash their hands, they stick their fingers in their mouth to bite their nails or whatever. Then the microscopic organism starts traveling and it goes for the brain and it settles down in the brain. And then all of a sudden this little kid's got headaches, going blind, can't hear, and blah, blah, blah. And he eventually gets killed by the worm.
Did you see the one with the girl who went swimming and took in some of the water, and the water had some kind of bacteria in it?
Yep.
And it was a flesh eating, like the disease, whatever this organism was eating her from the inside out. Like eating through her organs. I was like, oh my God, I stopped getting them in water.
Yep.
Well, besides the tub. I stopped getting them outside water. Yeah, they cute. I got one of them. They cute. That's cute.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm unboxing.
Yeah, but people don't understand when he said when Kennedy said he had brain worms. I was like, okay, brain worms, blood. They have to cross the blood-brain barrier. There's a barrier around your skull, in your skull, that separates your brain from the rest of the parts of the body. It's a fluid. It's a fluid sac. That's what it is. It's a fluid sac. Now, if the worm gets in that, then you're in trouble. If it gets in your intestines, you're in trouble. Because what tapeworms do, they suck all the nutrients out of your body. Whenever you eat,
what's sucking on what?
Tapeworms.
Tapeworms.
That's it. That's found in pork. That's why I don't eat pork.
Trichinosis.
Yeah, trichinosis.
It's worms and fungi and every goddamn thing. We can't eat nothing that's safe.
Yeah.
That's why they had to cure. They gotta make sure it's cured. They're supposed to cure, but you still can cook it sometimes. If you don't cook it right, you know.
Yeah, you'll know.
About that.
You won't kill all the eggs though. You got to kill everything, not just the worm itself. It also lays eggs in the muscle of that meat. And that's why sometimes I'll take a flashlight, right, when I'm at the supermarket and I'm looking at the meat, and if somebody asks me, why you got the flashlight? Why you got the flashlight? I'm like, I'm looking to see if there's any worms in this meat. even though it's packaged.
There's a worm in the meat.
You understand? Because you don't know what you're buying. Walmart sells bad meat.
I don't know why people go to Walmart. You know, I don't care if they got a market or not. Walmart's not a supermarket.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
They sell expired meat, bad meat. I bought a steak one time, and I looked at it when I cut it. It had pus in it.
But you know with that mass produced, what I learned on my good old documentary, because I bought before, and I had a piece of meat with assist, because that's what they are.
Yeah,
assist. That comes from that mass cut, and not getting it from like the mass place a sick cow and they cut it down.
Yep.
No.
See, y'all thought I said something else, huh? Y'all thought I said something else. Yeah, it was like a yellow bulb, and I touched, and I
that's how you gotta do him. Like,
and I poked it, and all this yellow. I was like, oh, that's pus.
Yellow.
They're selling bad meat. Yeah, it's yellow, like a yellow bulb. And when you poke it, yellow, the pus comes out of it because it's infected.
Well, how big was the steak? Did it still have the whole?
Not that big. It was like a chuck roast. And I took it back. I was like, I can't eat this. They're like, go get something else. I said, no, I just want my money back. I'm not shopping here any longer.
Yeah, I got a refund from Sam's Club. They sold me some molded bacon.
It had Hantavirus.
It had the pork virus. You know, I mean, listen, I get it. I feel like at this point, everything can get you sick. You know. Because they're not sanitary with the way they, you know, butchering the meat anyway. No. Ain't nothing in this country done correctly. They just tell us that it is. And the FDA approve it. I don't trust nothing's going on in this administration anyway. I mean, we really technically shouldn't have been trusting any of them, but definitely right now, I know that the food and stuff ain't being looked over the way it's supposed to.
Do you realize that do you realize
back in the day they used to inspect the meat? Back in the day they used to inspect the meat.
The food don't even taste good. It tastes like they're growing everything like the Simpsons.
Right.
It tastes like
back in the day when farmers and stuff was in vogue and all that stuff. You gonna use that word? I mean, I ain't mean to cut you off, but back in the day when farming was going on in America and the meats and all that stuff. And they was inspecting meat, and meat got to you, and meat was meat. And I'm saying you're right. Meat don't even taste like meat. You can tell when it got to a certain point in time where meat stopped tasting like meat. And I've been saying, I said, well, ain't no need to eat that stuff. Damn, there ain't no meat. And it ain't
it's
like
meat.
You said about the label cultured and all that good stuff. Yeah, you gotta be careful about this stuff, man. People are tricking people. I'm saying
you know what also they do? The FDA also allows a certain amount of insect droppings in cereal
and coffee, because it be roaches in coffee, but I like coffee.
That's right.
So we be drinking roaches, but they say you can eat bugs. They eat bugs in other countries, so I drink it with my coffee.
I mean, I've had roasted crickets before. I've eaten roast.
I'm not going to just willingly eat a bug.
It all depends on what bug it is.
Something else.
It all depends on what bug it is, because I've had roasted crickets because I ordered them from Amazon, and roasted crickets taste like potato chips.
We snails,
but
escargots.
Ain't no way that tastes like a Pringle. Ain't no way.
Roasted crickets taste like potato chips. I'm telling you.
I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't surviving. If I got,
you can go to Amazon right now, order a packet, like a variety pack of roasted crickets, and they taste just like potato chips.
It don't taste like potato. It tastes like roasted crickets. That's like they go. Somebody will say
potato chips to me.
Rug leg tastes like chicken. It is a frog leg. Stop talking about what it tastes like. It don't taste like nothing. It tastes like what
potato
it is.
chips to me.
You know what? All right,
So
all right,
you
all
find
right.
a
All right.
box of
And so
roasted
quick
crickets and
question.
just snacking on them. Is
So
that
if
what
they
you
gave
telling
y'all, wait, hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all eat liver?
Yeah.
You'll eat a person. Does that mean you will eat a liver? Is the nastiest part
If
of the
it came down to survival, yes, I would eat a human being. If it came down to survival.
Do not eat me. Do not put me on the island with Q. Bury me in the land. Give me back to the land.
Put you out to sea.
That's about the only. That's about the only thing that you can be
I wasn't
eating off of a
ready.
human anyway. That's the only thing you can really eat off a human anyway is the liver.
What? So
Yes.
people that eat liver be really listen. I'm telling you, listen. It's something about liver. It's so nasty that it let me know that if it came down to having to eat like survival, like y'all ever remember the movie Alive? Y'all remember that movie? The true story about the plane crash, and then they had to make the little decision about nah.
So we gonna dance over the fact that
Who we gonna cook? Who we gonna cook?
Q was what? Q was doing what? Eating crickets?
Yeah.
No, Q gonna eat people. He said if he had to.
Cricket.
If it meant my survival, yes.
I don't want to be stranded. I know for sure. If the aliens coming and all that, I don't want to be nowhere near QA at all. Because if it all
like,
goes
is
down,
that a
right?
Yeah, but you know what? Remember, there was a guy in Baltimore.
Here. I can't. You can't be.
But remember, there was a guy in Baltimore back in the 90s.
Don't do that. Don't try to figure out Baltimore.
No. It's a true story. This guy, I forgot what his name. Let me look that guy up. Joe. His name was Joe something, and he was a serial murderer, and his girlfriend cheated on him. So what he did is he cut her up, put her in hamburger meat, and sold it out on the street. That's a true story.
Oh, I heard about that story.
Yeah.
I heard about that story.
Yeah, and he was like, you know, he was
somebody who eat people in New York.
Yeah,
people in New York.
No. This guy.
I'm gonna find somebody who eat people in New York. Who's eat people in New York?
That's a true story. But that's a true story, though. That guy was cutting up the women, grinding them up, putting them in the hamburger meat, and selling it out on the street. And people were like, "This is the best hamburgers they ever tasted." And then they found out what they were eating, right? They found out what they were eating.
No.
Joe Metheny. That's his name. Joe Metheny.
Well, you know,
Joe Metheny.
Listen, all I know is
people
that wasn't the original. You know, growing up here in Baltimore, you know, Al Punch the skits would tell us that Hannibal Lecter was real, and they used to keep him in Shepherd Pratt.
Yeah.
Dang. Y'all guys.
So you know, they used to scare you here. They used to scare you here. Al Punch was built different. They used to put the fear of, you know, being eaten.
But why was everything bad or people that would eat people was in Shepherd Pratt? It was the same thing when I was coming up. Anything that people wanted you to be scared of, when we take you to Shepherd Pratt, you know.
Take you Shepherd Pratt. No.
Go
there, they gonna eat you. Yeah, listen. If it came down to it, one thing I realized is Q. I don't want to be on the island with your ass because you're going to eat me. If it all came down to it, I don't think I'm going to survive that long. I ain't going to lie. Once we get down to bugs and stuff, it's a wrap. I don't know, man. Just show. You know what I'm going to take.
But I didn't say I would cut a woman up though. I'm talking about a different.
Well, how else you gonna eat me? What you gonna put me on the daggone thing? Like, what you gonna treat me like how they did?
stick.
Or
Or
what
put
was
you on
that?
a
What was
stick
that? Remember
and
on
spin
Adam's
you
Family?
around like
Hey,
a
They had
rabbit.
hey,
people
Coco,
standing on
Coco
this.
caught what I
You
just
gonna
said.
string me up on
Look at
and
her
roast me like a
expression.
turkey?
She caught what I just said.
Or put you on a rotisserie.
What Q saying is we gonna have a little sushi.
Listen,
Bingo.
listen,
That's a different
listen,
type of eating, okay?
listen. We was talking about eating livers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But liver,
Put you on a rotisserie
liver,
and cook your liver.
liver, yeah, that's the where all the toxins go, right? That's where all the your body toxins go. That's how your body gets detoxified, is through the liver. That's why it tastes so nasty.
The liver is nasty.
It's a
You know,
filter.
I
It's a
know people
filtration
would eat liver
system.
because people eat salt and chitlins.
Yeah,
Chitlins.
I don't eat
If you
chitlins.
eat chitlins, people probably, but you eat liver?
I eat liver. I won't eat chitlins.
Oh yeah, because it's pork. You don't eat pork.
I don't eat pork.
But if you ate pork,
Because I
Who
be
eat
watching
chitlins
old
anyway?
Asian people on the reels.
you
They
said
eat
who eat
That's
chitlins?
yeah.
beef. The Asian people
That's
like, or they eat beef. So they just eat the intestines of the cow and all of that stuff. And they, because I seen one and they was
That's
like,
tripe.
it was the yes, that's
That's
it.
tripe.
That's what that is. It looked real spongy.
tripe.
That's what that is. Yes, 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 yes. Even the Jamaicans eat it.
Tripe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you,
It's
this
a
is
different.
stuff that just ain't meant to be ate.
They
Oh,
eat
y'all don't
cow.
eat
They eat
chitlins
cow
down there?
tongue.
Listen,
I don't
people,
eat
And
chitlins.
I'm one of them. Paul.
no, I'm talking about Paul. Paul was like, who eat chitlins? Them people down the south don't eat chitlins. Like
I
it's
don't
beef
eat no
south down
chitlins.
south too.
I don't eat them. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
eat
eat
them
them either.
things. I don't eat nobody's
They
bowels, guts,
stink.
and all that stuff. Shit, I gotta worry about my own bowels
Stink.
and guts.
All right, we got about 5 minutes, guys.
Oh
Any
well,
thoughts
We didn't
outside of
get
Q
time to talk about
and
Kevin Hart and
Roxy
Cat
and
Williams. How sincere was that? After this man done roasted you for a whole 8 minutes, you talking about roast. That man had been telling the truth about that man for the longest. And then got in his face and told him to his face in front of the whole world that, yeah, you out here doing strange things for some change. And then you gonna say, oh, hold up, since I got you here, you know, I'm a fan and all that. I'm gonna offer the olive branch. No, what you doing is throwing up the white flag. I surrender. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. What y'all think? I mean,
I
because I
gotta
didn't
watch.
hear.
So can we
I ain't
elaborate on
Mm-mm.
watched it
what
yet.
you say? I'm
No,
gonna
I
I'm
watch
didn't
telling
it.
watch
you,
it. I think I'm
that'll
gonna
be on
watch it
the
when I
next
lay down.
episode. Da
Yeah,
da
we
da da
can elaborate more on Wednesday.
da da da
I'm
da
gonna
da
watch.
da da da.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how them roasts go. To me, I'm gonna watch it, but these ones whack. No offense. I used to watch the old ones. They used to go in. It's kind of. I guess I'm trying to get used to these ones. Who had the last? It was a different one before. Who they did one because I ain't even know this one was coming up. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. From the
Netflix
clips I
and
saw so
something.
far, it seemed pretty cool. I mean, that's what the roaster for. I just want to see if it's funny because a lot of people got opinion. To me, comedy today not funny because everybody want them to like censor it, and that's not the point of comedy. Comedy is meant for you to say the things that people be thinking they ain't supposed to make a joke out of. Find situations and be able to find the humor in them. You know, a joke, but everybody's so sensitive. You know, everybody. You know, it's just crazy. Like everybody is so sensitive. Don't nobody want to laugh about stuff. Everybody want to, oh my god, my feelings are hurt. You know, sometimes it be funny because you know you be sitting there thinking like, you know, it's true. You know, some people do act like that. Some people do that. And Kevin Hart, I don't think his stand up is funny. I ain't even really watched too much of the beef because, like Q, I don't really care too much. I catch up on like some of it, but I don't dwell into like the celebrity gossip stuff for real. Because some of that stuff they do it, you know, for the attention, for the fame. It's all part of the act for real. So I don't feed into it sometimes. I do got my one ratchet TV show that I do like to watch, but man, all that stuff, all the whole Hollywood starting to seem phony now. It's too much
Pretty much.
You
corruption
still
going on.
got
Baby,
you still got a whole lot of people that be out here talking. be out here telling people about trying to enlighten you. I mean, because like I said, what's the name? Jaguar. You had old boy Orlando. I mean, it's always been somewhere along the line. People been trying to tell you about these people. They've been trying to tell people, hey, these people got a lot of crap with them. Keep your eye on them. They got a whole lot of crap with them now. You're gonna fall victim.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what they doing is like how they swooping AI in there to make us non-believers. Soon as somebody come out with the truth, they start throwing all this other stuff at you for you to not believe in. Everybody's so quick to, you know, the biggest way to get everybody not to believe something is to tell them, oh, you shouldn't feed too much into this. You know, a lot of us look down on social media. A lot of us don't give the credit to. It's the reason why we have so much knowledge that we do, the ability to share it the way we do, because they was gatekeeping the internet at one point in time. But now that we can really utilize the internet to our favor, don't let these people make you think everything fake. Just read between the lines. Pay attention and take notes, because they throw it right out there. They be putting the truth right in our face. They put the truth right in our face, right at everything. Come back, lie, man, erase stuff. It's just easier for them to maneuver stuff now. Now they also had time. They are ahead of us. They only give us a version of this that we are able to, utilize. They utilize it on a whole nother level. And the crazy part about that, America, is other countries know how far behind we are because of our government.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the government is behind, don't mean you gotta be behind with them. Always stay a step ahead. Those that think they're ahead of you.
Yep. And on that note, folks, we ready to go. Go ahead, Coco. Hey, that what you was ready to say?
Oh, not exactly in those words. But
I like that.
thank you guys for tuning in to the We appreciate your continued support. Thank you to J-Bed, Daytrick, Marina, Idris. I saw some other people. I can't remember your names. I'm sorry. But if I forgot you, please don't take it personal. But again, we support everyone who supports us. We will see you guys Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tune in. And on that note, we out. See you guys Wednesday.
Peace.